See, your Masi is saying hello, Jay. Say Haribo.
Hi. Hi. Hi, Papa.
You know which Masi? Do you want me to remind you?
Uh,
Take your hand out of your mouth. You know Dishani's mother? Dishani's mommy? She's saying hi to you. Do you remember who Dishani is?
Hi, Papa.
Okay. So,
Hi, Papa.
yes. So today we are starting with chapter 6. This is our 8th class today. If you're interested in seeing any of our previous classes, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Nimai Rator Vlogs, and you can check out all our previous classes. We have had several different guests who joined us today. We have Nalini Mataji joining us, and Jay's grandmother joining us, Jay's Dadi. So she has been studying the Shastras and the Upanishads for several years now, almost over 20 years. So she is going to be reading in Hindi and I will be reading in English. So anyone who is joining for the first time, you can go ahead and follow this channel or go ahead and follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you can join all our classes.
Dating that we always play outside with Yaga.
We also play outside in the evening time, right? That's Jay's favorite time?
You didn't dating that we play with Yaga. You didn't think that Yaga always a good boy.
Yeah, Raka's always a good boy and we play with Raka.
Always give him, see them, see him, also in a house. You did it that also.
Yeah, so Jay is a really good boy and he gives everyone treats, right? You
Yeah.
give Raka treats and you train him also?
Yes.
Okay.
One Papa did it outside.
Hi, Greg. So we're doing a basically a bedtime story or a nighttime class. Usually we read this before we go to bed. This is the Srimad.
You dating that that Yaga the good boy and Papa. Yeah, I always say that Papa always want ice cream and Papa always fries and eat ice cream.
So Jay is saying that Raka's favorite is ice cream and Jay also likes to eat ice cream, right?
I eat ice cream.
You ate ice cream?
Yes.
Was it good?
We have ice cream in there. I want to eat more.
We have more ice cream. You'll eat more?
Like, I want to finish all the ice cream.
Okay. So now we are starting with verse 1 of chapter 6.
Daddy also that.
Jay, I'm going to read, okay? And then you can.
Tell Daddy that Ma always eat ice cream. I always tell Daddy.
We can tell them that later, okay? We're going to read now, okay?
Mm.
Sutta said, O Brahmanas, thus hearing all about Sri Nard's birth and activities, Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God and the son of Satyavati, inquired as follows.
सूत उवाच एवं निशम सूत ने कहा, हे ब्राह्मणों, इस तरह श्री नारद के जन्म तथा कार्यकलापों के विषय में कुछ सुन लेने के बाद ईश्वर के अवतार तथा सत्यवती के पुत्र श्री व्यासदेव ने इस प्रकार पूछा.
Radhe Radhe Poonam Chaudhary. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam in English and in Hindi. Yes, I'm talking. Okay, you can lay down. Lay down. We're reading in English and in Hindi. And we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, Verse 2. Sri Vyasadeva said, "What did you, Narad, do after the departure of the great sages who had instructed you in the scientific transcendental knowledge before the beginning of your present birth?" So, in the previous two chapters, the discussion has started between Narad and Vyasadeva, and they're talking about why Vyasadeva was very unhappy. He had completed and compiled many Upanishads, Vedas, Puran, all those he completed, and he still was very unhappy. He was not feeling satisfied. He was very unsatisfied. He didn't feel like he accomplished anything. So at that point, Narad Muni comes to visit him and to inspire him for what he can do next to make himself feel whole again. So at that point, we're at this point where Narad Muni came, and they already have been speaking. The previous chapter is a very nice chapter. I do recommend you to read that chapter. It is all about how Narad Muni became who he is and why he became who he is. Hare Krishna, Shrikant, Tyagi. अब बोल सकते
व्यासदेव ने नारद जी से कहा, आपने उन मुनियों के चले जाने पर क्या किया जिन्होंने आपके इस जन्म के प्रारंभ होने से पूर्व आपको दिव्य वैज्ञानिक ज्ञान प्रदान किया था?
O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation, and how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course?
हे ब्रह्मा के पुत्र, आपने दीक्षा लेने के बाद किस प्रकार जीवन बिताया और यथा समय आपने पुराने शरीर को त्याग कर आपने यह शरीर कैसे प्राप्त किया?
O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So how is it that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time? So just like we all have had, we don't even know how many births, but basically at this point Vyasadeva is trying to understand that how Narada Muni has that ability to remember so clearly all the details of his previous birth, and how he met with so many different sages, and how he became the person who he is. So that is basically something that not everyone has that ability to remember, but Narad Muni obviously has the ability.
हे महामुनि, समय आने पर काल हर वस्तु का संहार कर देता है। अतः ये कैसे संभव हुआ कि ये विषय जो ब्रह्मा के इस दिन के पूर्व घटित हो चुका है, अब भी आपकी स्मृति काल द्वारा अप्रभावित जैसे का तैसा बना हुआ है?
If any of you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments. We will be going over all your questions at the end or in the middle at some point. So you can go ahead and send in any questions that you have now, so that we have them ready once we're ready to answer. Sri Narad said, "The great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way."
श्री नारद ने कहा, जिन महर्षियों ने मुझे अध्यात्म का व्यवहारिक ज्ञान प्रदान किया था, वे अन्य स्थानों को चले गए और मुझे इस प्रकार से अपना जीवन बिताना पड़ा।
I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman, but a maidservant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection.
मैं अपनी माता का इकलौता पुत्र था। मैं ना केवल भोली भाली स्त्री थी, अपितु दासी भी थी, क्योंकि मैं उस उसकी एकमात्र संतान था। अतः उसकी रक्षा का कोई अन्य साधन ना था। उसने मुझे अपने स्नेह पाश में बांध रखा था।
Hare Krishna, Krishna devotee, welcome back. Thank you for joining. She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master.
लालन पालन अच्छी तरह करना चाहती थी, लेकिन पराश्रित होने के कारण वह मेरे लिए कुछ भी नहीं कर पाती थी। ये संसार परमेश्वर के पूर्ण नियंत्रण में है, अतः प्रत्येक व्यक्ति कठपुतली नचाने वाले के हाथ में किसी काठ की गुड़िया के समान है।
When I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of the different lands.
जब मैं केवल 5 वर्ष का बालक था तो एक ब्राह्मण की पाठशाला में रहता था। मैं अपनी माता के स्नेह पर आश्रित था और मुझे विभिन्न क्षेत्रों का कोई अनुभव भी ना था।
Once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out one night to milk a cow, was bitten on the leg by a serpent, influenced by supreme time.
और जब मेरी माँ बेचारी रात्रि के समय गाय ढूंढने जा रही थी, तो परम काल से प्रेरित एक सर्प ने मेरी माता के पाँव में डस लिया।
I took this as a special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north.
मैंने इसे भगवान की विशेष कृपा माना, क्योंकि वे अपने भक्तों का भला चाहने वाले हैं, और इस प्रकार सोचता हुआ मैं उत्तर की ओर चल पड़ा।
After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animal farms, mines, agriculture lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests.
स्नान करने के बाद मैं अनेक समृद्ध जनपदों, नगरों, गांवों, पशु क्षेत्रों, खानों, खेतों, घाटियों, पुष्प वाटिकाओं, पौधशालाओं तथा प्राकृतिक जंगलों से होकर गुजरा।
I passed through hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver, and copper, and through tracts of land with reservoirs of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, decorated with bewildered bees and singing birds.
मैं सोने, चांदी तथा तांबे जैसे विविध खनिजों के अगारों से परिपूर्ण पर्वतों तथा सुंदर कमलों से पूर्ण जलाशयों से युक्त भूभाग को पार करता रहा, जो स्वर्ग के वासियों के उपयुक्त थे और मदांध भौरों तथा चहचहाते पक्षियों से सुशोभित थे।
I then passed alone through many forests of rushes, bamboo, reeds, sharp grass, weeds, and caves, which were very difficult to go through. Alone, I visited deep, dark, and dangerously fearful forests, which were the play yards of snakes, owls, and jackals.
मैं अनेक जंगलों में से होकर अकेला गया, जो नरकटों, बांसों, सरपतों, कुशों, अपनों तथा गहवरों से परिपूर्ण थे और जिनसे अकेले निकल पाना कठिन था। मैंने अत्यंत सघन, अंधकारपूर्ण तथा अत्यधिक भयावने जंगल देखे, जो सर्पों, उल्लुओं तथा सियारों की स्थली बने हुए थे।
Thus traveling, I felt tired, both bodily and mentally, and I was both thirsty and hungry, so I took a bath in a river, lake, and also drank water. By contacting water, I got relief from my exhaustion.
विचरण करते हुए मैं तन तथा मन से थक गया और प्यासा तथा भूखा भी था, अतः मैंने एक सरोवर में स्नान किया और जल भी पिया। जल स्पर्श से मेरी थकान जाती रही।
After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the Supersoul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from the liberated souls.
इसके पश्चात इस वीरान जंगल में एक पीपल वृक्ष की छाया में बैठकर मैं अपनी बुद्धि से अपने अंतःकरण में स्थित परमात्मा का वैसा ही ध्यान करने लगा जिस प्रकार की मैंने मुक्त आत्माओं से सीखा था।
As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and with my mind transformed in the transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
वहीं मैं अपने मन को दिव्य प्रेम में लगाकर भगवान के चरण कमलों का ध्यान करने लगा कि मेरे नेत्रों से आंसू बहने लगे और भगवान श्री कृष्ण बिना विलंब किए मेरे हृदय कमल में प्रकट हो गए।
O Vyasadeva, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in the ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord.
हे व्यासदेव, उस समय प्रसन्नता की अनुभूति होने के कारण मेरे शरीर का अंग प्रत्यंग पुलकित हो उठा। आनंद के सागर में निमग्न होने के कारण मैं अपने आप को और भगवान को बिना देख सका।
The transcendental form of the Lord as it is satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as usual when one loses that which is desirable.
का दिव्य रूप वैसा जैसा कि वह है मन की इच्छा को पूरा करता है और समस्त मानसिक संतापों को तुरंत दूर करने वाला है। अतः उस रूप के खो जाने पर मैं व्याकुल होकर उठ खड़ा हुआ, जैसा कि प्राय अपने अभिष्ट के खो जाने पर होता है।
I desired again that transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him any more, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved.
मैंने भगवान के उस दिव्य रूप को पुनः देखना चाहा, लेकिन अपने हृदय में एकाग्र होकर उस रूप का दर्शन करने के सारे प्रयासों के बावजूद मैं उन्हें फिर से ना देख सका। इस प्रकार असंतुष्ट होने पर मैं अत्यधिक संतप्त हो उठा।
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6. And this is our, I believe, 8th class that we have been doing. If you are interested in any of our previous classes, you can go to our YouTube channel, Nimai Rathor Vlogs, which has all of the previous classes on there, or you can go on my Instagram page as well, which also has but it's easier to watch them on YouTube. So you can go and watch them on YouTube, all the previous classes. We started this a few weeks ago, and now we are on chapter 6. We are on verse 20 right now from chapter 6. And we've been doing this, and we are also going over some more information that we can start to learn by heart from our memory. Jay, if you want to join me, you can come join me. We're going to go over all the chapter names. Come. Come. Okay, so Jay doesn't want to join. So we're going to go over chapter 1, which is questions by the sages. Then chapter 2, divinity and divine service. Come. Come quick, come, come. Come sit down. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning, okay? So, can you fold your hands? Chapter 1,
Chapter 1.
questions
Questions
by the sages.
by the season.
Chapter 2,
Chapter 2.
divinity
Divine
and service.
divinity and divine service.
Chapter 3,
Chapter 3.
Krishna
Krishna
is the source All incarnation. Chapter 4. Nations. Chapter 4. Appearance
of
of
Sri
Sri
Narada.
Narada. Jay. Chapter 4. Appearance of Sri Narada. Chapter 5. I'm also forgetting what is chapter 5. It is
Narada's
Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. And then finally, chapter 6. Jay, say chapter 6. Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. So this kind of explains you why yes, questions by the sages is chapter 1. So this kind of explains you when you read all or you remember all first six chapters, which is the first subtopic of the 4 subtopics that we have in Canto 1, and it is called Narada and Vyasa. It is called this only because of this specific reason that it basically all 6 chapters out of 6 chapters, the three chapters are all just about the conversation between. So that's why it's called Narada and Vyasa. Then the second section is called Krishna and Hastinapur and Dwarka, which we will be starting in our next class. And I'm just looking over really quick how many verses we have in this. So we only have a few more verses left. We're more than halfway through. So we're going to continue reading. Seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words, just to mitigate my grief.
मैं एकांत स्थान में मेरे प्रयासों को देखकर समस्त लौकिक वर्णन से परे भगवान ने मेरे शोक को दूर करने के लिए अत्यंत गंभीर तथा सुखद वाणी में मुझसे कहा,
O Narada, the Lord spoke. I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in the service and who are not completely free from all material taints can hardly see me.
भगवान ने कहा, हे नारद, मुझे खेद है कि तुम इस जीवन काल में अब मुझे नहीं देख सकोगे। जिनकी सेवा अपूर्ण है और जो समस्त भौतिक कल्मश से पूर्ण रूप से मुक्त नहीं है, वे मुश्किल से ही मुझे देख पाते हैं।
O virtuous one, you have only once seen my person, and this is just to increase your desire for me, because the more you hanker for me, the more you will be freed from all material desires.
निष्पाप पुरुष, तुमने मुझे केवल एक बार देखा है और यह मेरे प्रति तुम्हारी इच्छा को कष्ट बनाने के लिए है, क्योंकि तुम जितना ही अधिक मेरे लिए ललायित होगे, उतना ही तुम समस्त भौतिक इच्छाओं से मुक्त हो सकोगे।
By service to the absolute truth, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes on to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds.
खुद काल से ही सही परम सत्य की सेवा करने से भक्त मुझ में दृढ़ एवं अटल बुद्धि प्राप्त करता है। अगर वह इस शोचनीय भौतिक जगत को त्यागने के बाद दिव्य जगत में मेरा पार्षद बनता है।
Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time. Even at the time of creation as well as the time of annihilation, your resemblance will continue by my mercy.
मेरी भक्ति में लगी हुई बुद्धि कभी भी विच्छिन्न नहीं होती, यहाँ तक कि सृष्टि काल के साथ ही साथ संहार के समय भी मेरे अनुग्रह से तुम्हारी स्मृति बनी रहेगी.
Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him and bowed my head.
शब्द से व्यक्त तथा नेत्रों से अदृश्य उन नितांत आश्चर्यमय परम पुरुष ने बोलना बंद कर दिया. मैंने कृतज्ञता का अनुभव करते हुए शीश झुका के उन्हें प्रणाम किया.
तो ये जो टॉपिक है, मतलब जो एक्सप्लेन किया जा रहा है कि मतलब भगवान नारद जी को दिखे और फिर उसके बाद नहीं दिखे, तो ये सेम चीज़ अगर हम देखते हैं तो और भी जगहों पे सेम चीज़ होती है. जैसे ध्रुव महाराज के साथ भी सेम हुआ था. एक बार जब भगवान उनको दिखे तो फिर उसके बाद दोबारा दिखे नहीं. आई थिंक शायद प्रहलाद महाराज के साथ भी सिमिलर चीज हुई थी. तो मतलब काफी जगहों पे सेम चीज होता है कि एक बार उनको एक टेस्ट करवाते, मतलब भगवान अपने आप को दिखाते हैं.
उत्कंठा बनाने के लिए कि भगवान को पाने के लिए इतनी हमारे अंदर उत्कंठा हो कि ताकि वो और प्रयास करके भगवान के दिव्य धाम को प्राप्त कर सके. क्योंकि भगवान के दिव्य धाम को प्राप्त करना आसान नहीं है, तो हमेशा ही कॉन्शियस उनको बनाए रखने के लिए वो भगवान उस तरीके का वो भाव प्रकट करवाते हैं, अपना दर्शन करवा के क्षणिक दर्शन देते हैं. बेटी के साथ भी वैसे ही हुआ कि अब वो उनको पाने के लिए हमेशा उनको पाने के लिए उनकी इच्छा लगी हुई थी कि कैसे मैं भगवान के उसी स्वरूप को देख सकूं.
हाँ. Thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I traveled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble, and unenvious. And so, O Brahmana Vyasadeva, in due course of time, I, who was fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna, and who therefore had no attachments, being completely freed from all material taints, met with death, as lightning and illumination occur simultaneously.
इस प्रकार भौतिक जगत के समस्त औपचारिकताओं की उपेक्षा करते हुए बारंबार भगवान के पवित्र नाम तथा यश का कीर्तन करने लगा. भगवान की दिव्य लीलाओं का ऐसा कीर्तन एवं स्मरण कल्याणकारी होता है. इस तरह मैं पूर्ण रूप से संतुष्ट, विनम्र तथा ईर्ष्या द्वेष रहित होकर सारी पृथ्वी पर विचरण करने लगा.
मैंने पढ़ते पढ़ते दूसरा भी पढ़ लिया था.
तो मैं वही सोची. और हे ब्राह्मण व्यासदेव, इस तरह मैंने कृष्ण के चिंतन में पूर्णतः निमग्न रहते हुए तथा किसी प्रकार की आसक्ति न रहने से समस्त भौतिक कलमश से पूर्ण रूप से मुक्त हो जाने पर यथा समय मृत्यु पाई, जिस प्रकार बिजली गिरना तथा प्रकाश कौंधता एक साथ होते हैं.
क्या होता है कि जैसे पढ़ते पढ़ते ऐसे फील होता है कि क्या हो रहा है. हाँ.
अब क्या, हाँ बिल्कुल.
Having been awarded a transcendental body befitting an associate of the personality of Godhead, I quit the body made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruitive results of work, karma, stopped.
भगवान के पार्षद के लिए उपयुक्त दिव्य शरीर पाकर मैंने 5 भौतिक तत्वों से बने शरीर को त्याग दिया और इस तरह कर्म के सारे अर्जित फल समाप्त हो गए.
Hare Krishna, thank you for joining. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are reading Canto 1, Chapter 6, Conversation between Narad and Vyas. And we are on text 29. If anyone wants to follow along, then that's where we're reading from right now. At the end of the millennium, when the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, lay down within the water of devastation, Brahma began to enter into him along with all creative elements, and I also entered through his breathing.
के अंत में जब भगवान नारायण प्रलय के जल में लेट गए, तब ब्रह्मा जी समस्त सृष्टिकारी तत्वों सहित उनके भीतर प्रवेश करने लगे और उनके श्वास से मैं भी भीतर चला गया।
तो मतलब इस चीजों को पढ़ने से यही समझ आ रहा है कि उनको इतनी सारी मतलब नॉलेज है और इतना ज्यादा उनको एक एक चीजें पता है कि उनके साथ क्या क्या हुआ, जो एकदम मतलब बहुत ही कम लोग होंगे या फिर बहुत ही कम मैं बोलूंगी अवतार है भगवान के, या ये है जो इतना ज्यादा एक इन्वॉल्व थे इतने लंबे समय तक।
अब वही आपको पिछले कल्पों की बातें भी आपको कैसे पता है? पूछ रहे हैं व्यासदेव नारद जी से,
हाँ।
आपको कैसे पता ये सब? तो ये बता रहे हैं। तो कारण यही है कि जो भगवान के जो पार्षद बन जाते हैं, जो भगवान की भक्ति में इस तरीके से अनुरक्त हो जाता है, तो भगवान उसको वैसी दृष्टि भी देते हैं कि वो अपने कई जन्मों के बारे में जानते हैं। जैसे हमारे जड़ भरत जी थे,
हाँ। हाँ।
जड़ भरत को भी अपने 2 जन्मों का स्मरण था।
हाँ।
तभी उन्होंने लास्ट जन्म में जड़ भरत होके जड़ की तरह रहे।
हाँ।
तो ऐसे भगवान की जो भक्ति में अनुरक्त हो जाते हैं, तो उनको ऐसी दिव्य दृष्टि, ऐसी स्मरण शक्ति मिलती है।
After, and this is a very large number, 43000000000 solar years, when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord, all the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them.
4 अरब 32 करोड़ सौर वर्षों के बाद जब भगवान की इच्छा से ब्रह्मा पुनः सृष्टि करने के लिए जागे, तो मरीचि, अंगिरा, अत्रि इत्यादि सारे ऋषि भगवान के दिव्य शरीर से उत्पन्न हुए और उन्हीं के साथ साथ मैं भी प्रकट हुआ।
Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the 3 divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service to the Lord.
सबसे सर्वशक्तिमान विष्णु की कृपा से मैं दिव्य जगत में तथा भौतिक जगत के तीनों प्रखंडों में बिना रोक टोक के सर्वत्र विचरण करता हूँ। ऐसा इसलिए कि क्योंकि मैं भगवान की अविच्छिन्न भक्तिमय सेवा में स्थिर हूँ। ये देखो, ये बताया ना,
हाँ।
ये क्यों बता रहे थे? क्योंकि भगवान की अविच्छिन्न भक्तिमय सेवा में स्थिर हूँ, स्थिर थे भक्ति में, उनका कौन।
And thus I travel constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating the instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound, which was given to me by Lord Krishna.
और इस तरह मैं भगवान की महिमा के दिव्य संदेश का निरंतर गायन करते हुए और इस वीणा को झंझृत करते हुए विचरण करता रहता हूँ। दिव्य ध्वनि से पूरित है और जिसे भगवान कृष्ण ने मुझे दिया था।
The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appear on the seat of my heart, as if called for as soon as I begin to chant his holy activities.
वही मैं भगवान श्री कृष्ण की सुमधुर महिमा की पवित्र लीलाओं का कीर्तन करना प्रारंभ करता हूँ, त्यों ही मेरे हृदय स्थल में प्रकट हो जाते हैं, मानो उनको बुलाया गया हो।
जो गोवर्धन में जो नारद कुंड है, वहां पे भी नारद मुनि ने बैठ के कुछ लिखा था ना? कौन सा कोई पुराण है ना जो वहां पे बैठ के लिखा था?
पुराण अभी मेरे माइंड में नहीं आ रहा, कौन सा पुराण था? आई डोंट नो, अभी मेरे को माइंड में नहीं आ रहा।
अच्छा, कुछ तो वहां पे बैठ के लिखा था ना, क्योंकि उनको वो है कि वो हर समय मतलब ट्रैवल करते रहते, तो सिर्फ एक ही जगह थी जहाँ पे वो if any of you know then you can comment down, but मेरे को याद मेरे को भी याद है, क्योंकि मेरे को इसलिए याद आया क्योंकि यहाँ पे बोला है ना कि मतलब सारी चीजें उनको भी याद आ रही है कि क्या उनके हृदय में। It is personally experienced by me that those who are always full of cares and anxieties due to desiring contact of the senses with their objects can cross the ocean of nescience on a most suitable boat. The constant chanting of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead.
ये मेरा निजी अनुभव है कि जो लोग विषय वस्तु में संपर्क की इच्छा रखने के कारण सदैव चिंता मुक्त ग्रस्त रहते हैं, वे भगवान की दिव्य लीलाओं के निरंतर कीर्तन रूपी सर्वाधिक
It is true that by practicing restraint of the senses by the yoga system, one can get relief from the disturbances of desire and lust, but this is not sufficient to give satisfaction to the soul, for this satisfaction is derived from devotional service to the personality of Godhead.
यह सत्य है कि योग पद्धति के द्वारा इंद्रियों को वश में करने के अभ्यास से मनुष्य को काम तथा लोभ की चिंताओं से राहत मिल जाएगी, किंतु इससे आत्मा को संतोष प्राप्त नहीं होगा, क्योंकि यह संतोष भगवान की भक्तिमय सेवा से ही प्राप्त किया जा सकता है।
So, in a very nice class, I was listening and how we can start service to the personality of Godhead. कैसे हम सेवा शुरू कर सकते हैं अगर मानो आप ऐसी जगह पे रहते हो जहाँ पे कोई मंदिर नहीं है या फिर कोई लोग नहीं है जो डिवोटीज है या फिर कोई संघ नहीं है, तो आप कैसे उस चीज को शुरू कर सकते हो? सबसे पहले चीज जो आप शुरू कर सकते हो वो आपके घर के अंदर ही सबसे पहले आप अपने आस-पास जो आपके फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं, जो आपके परिवार है, उन सब से ही वो सर्विस एटीट्यूड शुरू कर सकते हो। जैसे कि उनसे ही अच्छे से बात करना, अच्छे से ट्रीट करना, रिस्पेक्टफुली व्यवहार रखना, प्यार से सबसे रहना, वो ही सबसे पहला स्टेप है भगवान के लिए सर्विस से शुरू करना। फिर उसके बाद धीरे-धीरे क्या बोलते हैं कि धीरे-धीरे फिर अपने नेबर्स के साथ, धीरे-धीरे उनको भी भगवान के बारे में बताना। तो ये सब सारी चीज़ें शुरू होती है पहले घर से, फिर उसके बाद अपने मोहल्ले से या फिर अपने नेबरहुड से, फिर धीरे-धीरे ऐसे करके आप सबको कर सकते हो। स्पेशली जो गृहस्थ आश्रम में जो लोग हैं, उनको स्पेशली प्रभुपाद यही रेकमेंड करते हैं कि पहले आप अपने बच्चों को, अपने घर, अपने फैमिली को, फिर उसके बाद अपने नेबर्स को। तो ऐसे हम भगवान के लिए सेवा शुरू कर सकते हैं। ज़रूरी नहीं है कि अगर आपके पास फैसिलिटी नहीं है कि आप मंदिर में जाके सेवा करो या कोई जगह पे जाके सेवा करो, तो एटलीस्ट आप ये सेवा अपने घर से पहले शुरू कर सकते हैं। O Vyasadeva, you are freed from all sins. Thus I have explained my birth and activities for self-realization as you asked. All this will be conductive for your personal satisfaction also.
हे व्यासदेव, तुम समस्त पापों से मुक्त हो। इस तरह जैसा तुमने पूछा उसी के अनुसार मैंने अपने जन्म तथा आत्म साक्षात्कार के लिए किए गए कर्मों की व्याख्या की है। यह तुम्हारे आत्म संतोष के लिए भी लाभप्रद होगा।
Sutta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasadeva, Srila Narada Muni took leave of him, and vibrating on his Veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will.
बुद्ध गोस्वामी ने कहा, इस प्रकार व्यास देव को संबोधित करके नारद मुनि ने उनसे विदा ली और अपनी वीणा को झंकृत करते हुए वे अपनी उन्मुक्त इच्छा के अनुसार विचरण करने के लिए चले गए।
All glory and success to Srila Narad Muni because he glorifies the activities of the personality of Godhead, and so doing he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe.
देवऋषि नारद धन्य है क्योंकि वे भगवान की लीलाओं का यशोगान करते हैं और ऐसा करते हुए वे स्वयं तो आनंद लूटते ही हैं और ब्रह्मांड के समस्त संतप्त जीवों को भी अभिप्रेरणा प्रदान करते हैं।
और एक और चीज तो मेन है ही कि कोई भी स्टोरी शुरू होने से पहले नारद मुनि तो डेफिनेटली उसमें एंटर करेंगे ही। उनको अपना इंट्रोडक्शन मतलब या फिर कोई भी चीजें स्टार्ट करने के लिए इंस्पायर करने के लिए वो नंबर वन है। किसी को आइडिया नहीं आ रहा तो वो नंबर वन है कोई आइडिया देने में। तो उन्होंने बेसिकली एक तरीके से जो श्रीमद् भागवतम जो आज है हमारे पास वो उनके वजह से ही है क्योंकि उन्होंने ही इंस्पायर किया व्यासदेव को। And this ends the chapter 6. So now you can also understand why this whole section is called Narada and Vyasdev, because chapter 7 immediately is jumping into the Mahabharata. It is called The Son of Drona Punished. So direct, it's like completely switch over. So like we got our introduction, you know, very nice conversation, and now we're basically going in our next class we will be going directly into the section of the son of Drona punished, which is, if you all know who that is, you can comment down below. Who is the son of Dronacharya? That is my question for you. Who is the son of Dronacharya? And if anyone has anything to say, I'm going to give you 1 minute to comment down below who is the son of Dronacharya. And I'll give you a hint. He is one of the people who was cursed and who is still on this earth. So the question is, who is the son of Dronacharya? I'm still waiting for an answer. We got one answer from Devi Life. I'm still going to give everyone a chance on Instagram because that is on our YouTube channel that we got the answer. I'm giving a chance on Instagram for someone to reply. Who is the son of Dronacharya? Okay, and the second answer came in. Ashwatthama. So Ashwatthama. So basically this second seventh chapter that we will be reading next time. Oh, Goramani Devi, you were too late. Your answer was too late. But your answer was first on YouTube, late on Instagram. So this will be our next class. And really quick, we're going to go over. I had given everyone a quiz even last time for the 10 subjects that we are learning, which are the 10 subjects of the Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 10 subjects and there are 55 topics. So we are both learning the subjects as well as the topics. And as we go on, we will be adding more and more things that we learn. We are also learning every chapter name, which is an added bonus because then you kind of also know what each chapter is about and where to find which story. So I'm just going to pull this up right now. So the iPad was switched off, so that is why there's like multiple notifications coming in right now. But I'm just gonna start with this right here. So let me know if you guys can all see this. But basically, we just finished the first section, which is the pink section, 1 to 6 chapters. First is questions by the sages, divinity and divine service, chapter 2. Chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Chapter 4, the appearance of Sri Narada. Chapter 5, I always forget this one, Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasadeva. And then the last chapter that we just read is conversation between Narada and Vyasa. So these are the 6 chapters that we read. And the second section, which we'll be starting in our next class, is called Krishna in Hastinapur and Dwarka. So it's going to start out with Krishna being in Hastinapur, and by the end of that section, he will be in Dwarka again. And those are chapters 7 to 11. And as we go on, we will be learning each chapter name as well. I already said, so for next class, any of you who are joining, we can also try to remember the next chapter is called The Son of Drona Punished, and which we already got the answer for, who is Ashwatthama. So now we're going to just go over our mind map for the Srimad Bhagavatam, which we have SB in the middle. We have 10 subjects, 55 topics, 335 chapters, 18,000 verses, and 12 cantos. So we're going to also go over the
See those candles.
what do you want to see?
I want to see those.
Okay, we're going to go over this and you're going to repeat after me, okay? Okay?
What?
So we're going to do this first section is Narada and Vyas. Can you say Narada? Chapter 1 to 6.
That they want
Krishna in Hastinapur and Dwarka.
Krishna Hastinamu
And Dwarka.
in Dwarka.
Which is chapters 7 to 11.
Okay.
Then the third section is Parikshit born.
See all the candles.
You want to see all the cantos? It's in a very big box. It's a lot of books. It's very heavy. Slowly, when we finish this book, then you can see more cantos, okay?
I want to see more candles.
So we're reading this right now, right? Parikshit born, Pandavas renounced, chapters 12 to 15. And then the last one we have is Parikshit, chapter 16 to 19. So, and also I'm just looking for something. Where is it? Oh, I remember where it is. Yes, I found it. So this is the mind map for the 10 subjects of Srimad Bhagavatam. And if any of you require the copy for this so you can have a printout, you can print this out, or you can just keep it on your phone to look over. But this has all 10 subjects so we can remember. So the first one, Jay, you want to repeat after me? Come over here. Fold your hands. We did this last time also. Sarga, creation. Visarga, subcreation. Sthana, maintenance of the planetary systems.
Maintenance of the planting system.
Poshana,
Portion
protection
protection
for devotees.
for the
Uti, the creative
creative
impetus of karma. Manvantara, the reigns of Manu.
money.
Not of money, of Manu. So you know what rains means? So rains means not the rain that falls from the sky, but rains means you can say ruler or the king. So Manu It's a, so the reigns of Manu means
And B.
he was the ruler. So it was his rule. Do you understand, Jay? Okay, I think Jay will understand slowly, slowly. Can you say Ishan it's number 7? Isha Ishanu Katha,
And Kotas.
the science of God. Nirodhat,
Newdot.
annihilation.
Alan.
Mukti,
Muti.
liberation. Liberation. Jay has some hiccups, so it's hard for him to speak. Ashraya, samambonam.
Samumbudam.
Samambonam.
Samumbudam.
I know it sounds funny, but it means complete surrender. Complete surrender. Okay, so there we have it. We went over all 10 of the Srimad Bhagavatam subjects. And I also have, but we will go over this later on as the. So I just want to explain again. I know I explained it in my first class, but many of you have not most probably seen the first class. So the way the system is for reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially through this Mani Mandala processes, each canto has a certain amount of chapters. Hare Krishna, Ashok Pal, thank you for joining. So we are just explaining the process of how we are chanting. So each canto has a certain amount of chapters. Canto 1 has 19 chapters. Canto 2 has 10 chapters. And I believe Canto 3 has 33 chapters. So I just remember that from 15, 20 years ago. So that's the thing. Like the way this study is it helps you. Maybe you won't remember every single detail, but you will remember something. And it's better to remember after reading and putting so much time into reading to remember something than to remember nothing. So it's basically it's made to retain as much information as you can. So the way it goes is first month that you start, you begin with reading Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, the first 19 days. Then the last 10 days of the month, or the last 9 days of the month, you read Canto 10, because Canto 10 has 90 chapters. So you mix in the philosophy with the Leela, because Canto 10 is all Krishna Leela. So as we get closer to chapter 19, we will then begin Canto 10 and start reading the first 9 chapters of Canto 10. So we're actually not doing this course every single day. We're doing it whenever we have time. But the proper way is you can do it that way, or you can do it half a chapter a day. We're doing it much longer. Like I think at this rate it will probably take us I would say maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 years, but that's fine because we want it to go by our own pace. But you can choose how you want to follow this. And if you want any more information on how to follow this course, or you need any more curriculum, or you need the mind maps to help you, there's a lot more information on the mind maps than what I can actually show you. Many of the mind maps, like the ones that I was just looking at, they have even more in-depth sections. Like this is just the section for Narada and Vyas, and it explains each verse, the verse breakdown. So like for example, if you're reading questions by the sages, the first 3 verses, what are they about? There's a topic that the first 3 verses apart. Then the from verse 4 to 8, there's another topic. So it is very, very nice to be able to read these mind maps and clearly see. And you can just like, it's like at a glance, you will know what is in that chapter. So that is the goal of the mind map, is to help us visually also remember Srimad Bhagavatam. Not only literally, but also visually remember through these small icons and figures to help us retain more information to remember Krishna more and more. So thank you so much for everyone who has joined. We will be going live hopefully day after tomorrow. That is the schedule, trying to do every other day. Sometimes it's difficult with me because, just life is hectic, and I have Jay, and sometimes he gets tired and he has to sleep early, and just depending on our schedule, it can become difficult. But we're trying to do this every other day. And thank you all for joining. I hope you all enjoyed this class. If you want to see any of our previous classes, this is our 8th class today. If you want to see any of our previous classes, you can go to Nimai Rathor Vlogs and subscribe over there, and also watch. All the videos are put in a separate section so you can easily find all those videos, as well as you can go to my Instagram and go watch over there as well. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.